With former Indiana guard Armaan Franklin committing to Virginia, the Hoos fill an immediate need in the backcourt, while also adding a piece who could be valuable in the short-term future. This is a significant pickup for Tony Bennett and his staff as they attempt a patch job of the roster heading into the 2021-2022 season. As an offensive prospect, Franklin is incredibly intriguing. He has all the tools to be a great player at Virginia. He's just lacking those last few final percentage points, along with the consistency and volume of opportunities to prove it. Starting with perhaps UVA's most glaring need in the backcourt, Franklin's shooting will be a welcome relief. A career 35.6% shooter from behind the arc, he made a massive jump from his freshman season to his sophomore year, going from a 26% clip his first year to a 42% rate this previous season on similar volume. Granted, that number may be a bit soft considering the type of shots Franklin took. He doesn't necessarily hunt three-pointers, but rather tends to take what's there. That said, he's a capable catch-and-shoot guy from a range extending a few feet past the three-point arc. With 94% of his triples this season assisted on by his teammates, he must be accounted for off the ball and should be dangerous coming off of pin downs in Virginia's system. But with that in mind, the next steps in his development as a shooter will be to shoot from deep off of pull-ups rather than relying on others to feed him, and to also hone his shot selection. Speaking of shot selection, Franklin's fondness for pull-up mid-range jumpers is a tad concerning. Whereas he's occasionally hesitant to chuck from deep, he tends to favor pulling from long two-point range when continuing to attack the rim would be more favorable. While the shooting stroke is fairly pure, Franklin's 39% proficiency from the mid-range on nearly 2.5 attempts per game indicates that continuing to attack the paint would often be more valuable. In terms of getting to the rim, Franklin likely just needs more reps and opportunities to develop consistency in his slashing ability. He finishes well with both hands and can do so through contact. He's capable of creating for himself to a certain extent as well. Granted, his 46.2% success rate at the rim isn't phenomenal, but that honestly belies his real ability as a finisher. Now, where the Cathedral High School graduate is fairly underrated though is as a passer. His 15% assist rate is solid, and he's got incredible potential in the pick and roll as he is adept at feeding a rolling big, passing out to a pop, and is growing as a passer to the perimeter when attacking the rim. Once he becomes more comfortable attacking the basket, relies less on two-point jumpers, and is more comfortable pulling up from deep if and when opposing defenses go under ball screens, Franklin will be a menace attacking off of ball screens. Now, on the other side of the ball, Franklin provides defensive versatility as he can guard positions 1 through 3. He has quick feet, active hands, and a great wingspan that all make him a disruptive defender on the perimeter. His footwork is clean, and he's accustomed to and very comfortable fighting over ball screens while allowing his big man to hedge out onto his man, which is how UVA generally likes to guard the pick and roll with a hard hedge. Occasionally, he'll overcommit on the perimeter and leave himself susceptible to dribble drive, so there's still a bit for Bennett and co to clean up. But again, the tools are all there for him to be an elite defender, and 2 seasons at Virginia are the perfect ingredients for that growth. As a whole, Franklin fits the mold of the big guards who have come before him at Virginia. Devin Hall and Malcolm Brogdon would be the immediate comparisons, and the Brogdon one is likely what the coaching staff emphasized to Franklin in the recruiting process, as he's a shooting guard with the ball skills to develop into a point or at least combo at the next level. While the comps to Brogdon and Hall within the Bennett system are fine, as a player, Franklin is far more similar to another former Hoosier, Victor Oladipo. Both standing 6'4" with long wingspans and some nice bounce, their builds are incredibly similar, as are the intricate parts of their games. Obviously, Franklin is a great deal of development away from the levels of the former second overall pick, but his sneaky good passing ability as an off-ball guard, deep range on relatively low volume from 3, and growing slashing ability is reminiscent of the Miami Heat shooting guard. Now, looking at this move from a program-wide perspective, it's really the perfect situation for the Wahoos. They get a guy who will be an immediate contributor with a nice ceiling to reach for over 2 seasons in Charlottesville, but who will also not significantly interfere with the 2022 recruiting class. Franklin is a good player who fills a need for this roster heading into next season. He'll be a critical piece as his presence raises the floor for next year's team. Really, Franklin is meant to replace Casey Morsell and then some. The former Hoosier is what the staff had hoped Morsell would develop into, but 2 years into their respective careers, Franklin is the better player and fit for UVA as the program looks to hold its place at the top of the ACC and build towards a future of national contention with a new core of players. If you like this video and want more UVA basketball content like this, please subscribe and like down below. Thanks for watching.